Hello! We hope you're enjoying your stay at Toshi's place.
To help you make the most of your time in Kamakura, we've prepared this sightseeing guide.
Today, we'll introduce you to Wakamiya-oji.
Ah, yes. Wakamiya-oji.
Now, if you're here in Kamakura, you simply have to experience this place. It's way more than just a road.
Definitely. Think of it as the grand, historic spine of the whole city.
Right. Stretching like an arrow, directly from the famous Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine.
All the way down to the sea, yeah. At Yokohama Beach. It's quite a sight.
It really is. So today, we're going to take a bit of a deep dive into why this avenue is so important.
Explore how it came about centuries ago.
And what makes walking it today, well, an absolute must-do for your visit, especially since you're staying right nearby.
Okay, so the origin story. That's where it gets really fascinating, right from the beginning. This wasn't some path that just sort of appeared over time.
Yeah.
Nope. It was a deliberate creation.
Like planned.
Exactly. A huge piece of urban planning from the very start of the Kamakura shogunate. We're talking late 12th century.
And the person behind it all.
The man himself, Minamoto no Yoritomo, the first shogun.
Okay, Yoritomo. So he wasn't just like paving a street, he was making a statement.
Absolutely. He had a very specific, very grand purpose.
Which was?
To create this really majestic, respectful approach leading up to Tsurugaoka Hachimangu Shrine. That shrine was incredibly important to him.
To his family and the whole new shogunate, right?
And to do this, he actually looked back to Kyoto, the center of power then.
Ah, interesting. How so?
Well, the design of Wakamiya-oji, it was modeled on Suzaku-oji.
Suzaku-oji. That was the main avenue in Kyoto's old capital, Heian-kyo, the one leading to the imperial palace.
That's the one. So by building Wakamiya-oji like that, and putting the shrine right at the north end.
Like Kyoto's palace.
Yep.
Wow, he was basically saying the shrine was like the new imperial center for his military government.
Kind of a symbolic power move, yeah. This is where the power is now in Kamakura.
That's quite bold. It really sets the stage for Kamakura's whole layout and Yoritomo's vision.
It does. And running right down the middle of Wakamiya-oji, particularly in that central bit, is its most famous feature.
The Dankazura.
Exactly, the Dankazura.
A beautiful raised pathway. It feels really special walking along it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there's this lovely kind of poignant legend about why it was built.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, the story goes that Yoritomo had it built as a prayer for the safe childbirth of his wife, Hojo Masaka.
Hojo Masaka. She was a major figure herself. So he built this huge thing out of hope and prayer.
That's the legend. Imagine commissioning this massive public work, holding that personal hope. It's a powerful image.
It really is. Building something so lasting out of love and prayer. Is that confirmed historically?
Well, the legend is beautiful and everyone tells it, but the historical records, they give us maybe an even deeper picture of the dedication.
Okay.
We look at things like the Azuma Kagami, the official chronicle from back then, a really key source for understanding the period.
Right, the official history.
And according to the Azuma Kagami, Yoritomo himself was there during the construction.
He supervised.
Even more. It says his father-in-law, Hojo Tokimasa, and his vassals were actually, physically involved, carrying soil, carrying stones to build it up.
No way. So the top brass, the leaders, they literally got their hands dirty building the Dankazura.
Seems like it. It really underlines how important they considered this project.
Wow, that shows real commitment, a shared effort right from the top.
Definitely. A very visible sign of purpose and devotion, which brings up another point. Why make it elevated? It wasn't just for looks, was it?
Good question. I did hear Kamakura's geography was different back then, maybe wetter.
Precisely. Kamakura sits in this valley, right? And a lot of that central area where Wakamiya-oji runs, it was naturally quite marshy, basically wetland.
Okay, so building a raised path was just practical to get across the soggy ground.
It was a smart engineering solution, yeah. Create a dry, stable, grand route through the marsh.
So they worked with the landscape rather than just trying to flatten everything. Clever.
Very. They included some pretty sophisticated water management for the time, too.
Like drainage.
Exactly. Excavations found signs of these really substantial drainage ditches on both sides of the Dankazura.
How big are we talking?
Get this. About 3 meters wide and maybe a meter deep.
3 meters wide. Wow. That's serious drainage.
Yeah. And these ditches connected to the natural streams coming down from the hills, the Yado valleys.
Yeah.
Guiding the water away, eventually out to the sea.
So they were actively managing the water, integrating it into their city design. amazing.
It's a real testament to their ingenuity,
Mm.
taking a tricky marshy spot and building this major avenue, complete with a water management system.
It really makes you think about the layers of history and planning just under your feet when you walk there today.
Definitely gives it another dimension. And speaking of design, the scale. It was originally much bigger, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, I read that. Wider than it is now.
Significantly wider.
Mm.
Imagine near the shrine, maybe 33 meters across, and down near the sea at Uegahama, it could have been a massive 60 meters wide.
60 meters compared to what, maybe 20 meters now? That's huge.
It was designed to be truly monumental, a grand approach.
And here's where it gets really, really cool. And you can actually feel this when you walk it.
Ah, the perspective trick.
Yes. That stretch of the Dankazura, about 500 meters between the second and third torii gates, it gets narrower as you go north towards the shrine.
It's subtle, but it's there. A brilliant bit of, ancient optical engineering.
How does it work?
By narrowing the path gradually, it messes with your perception. It makes the Dankazura itself seem way longer.
And makes the shrine at the end look bigger, more imposing as you get closer.
Exactly. It draws your eye, builds that sense of arrival, of grandeur.
You really do feel the shrine sort of growing as you ascend. It's wonderful. And this narrowing, it wasn't just artistic flair, right? There was a practical side.
Oh, absolutely. Defense.
Defense.
Well, think about it. A narrower approach, especially one that's raised up, it makes it harder for any attackers to charge the shrine in a big group.
Ah, it funnels them, slows them down.
Pretty much. So you've got the visual impact, the spiritual journey, and a defensive element all built into the path's design.
That's incredible. So many layers packed into one avenue. And it's not just history, is it? It's also just beautiful all year round.
It really is. And spring. Spring is just iconic.
The cherry blossoms.
Oh, yeah. Along the Dankazura, there are about 200 cherry trees. And when they bloom, usually mid-March to early April.
It's that tunnel effect, right? An arch of pink and white blossoms overhead.
Absolutely stunning. Walking under them feels almost unreal. And if you catch them at night, when they're lit up,
Pure magic, but probably crowded.
it definitely gets busy during peak season. So,
Yeah,
just take your time, be careful on the raised path. It's worth it, though.
for sure. It's interesting those trees aren't original, are they?
Good point. No, Wakamiya-oji itself is ancient, but those specific cherry trees were planted much later, early 20th century, the Taisho era.
Ah, so that's when it became famous for cherry blossoms.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It solidified its reputation.
Hmm.
And the path itself, it's been looked after over the centuries. There was a big restoration finished in 2016, keeping it beautiful.
And it's lovely in other seasons too, right?
Oh, yes. Summer's got the lush green canopy, lovely shade. Autumn brings all those vibrant colors.
And as you walk, you see more than just trees, like old buildings, little shops.
That's right. That's part of its evolution. From the mid-Edo period onwards, it really became a lively hub.
How so?
Shops popped up, tea houses, inns, catering to all the pilgrims visiting the shrine, other travelers too. It went from being purely ceremonial to, the bustling heart of the city's daily life.
And it still feels like the main artery today, doesn't it? Especially during festivals.
Totally. It's the main stage for so many of the shrine's big events throughout the year.
You see those national flags lining the Dankazura sometimes?
Yeah, adds such a festive feel. Think of the Kamakura festival in spring.
Right, you might see the mikoshi, the portable shrines being carried along, music playing. The energy's fantastic, all happening right there.
Or, for something really unique, there's the Chona Hajime Shiki on January 4th.
What's that?
It's a ceremony where priests use these traditional axes, kind of symbolically cutting sacred trees, praying for safety in building projects for the year.
Okay.
And then there's a procession along the Dankazura with the sacred wood, singing traditional folk songs. It's a really special link to ancient rituals.
Wow, that connects you right back.
Yeah.
So, for visitors, especially folks staying nearby at Toshi's place, what are the key practical things to know?
Okay, practicalities. The whole avenue is about 1.8 kilometers long.
From the beach.
Yukama, right up to the shrine entrance. And it's not just us saying it's nice. It's officially one of the 100 most beautiful roads in Japan.
That's quite an honor. So,
Oh, yeah.
walking the whole length is doable.
Definitely, if you have the time. It's a lovely walk.
And if you want that iconic photo, the classic Kamakura view.
Ah, yes. You need to go up to the main stone staircase at Tsurugaoka Hachimango Shrine,
Okay, at the top.
right at the top. Turn around, look south, back down the avenue. You'll see it stretching perfectly straight all the way to the sea. That's the view. Captures Yoritomo's vision perfectly.
Got it. And keep an eye out for info boards, too.
Yeah, there are some historical markers near the second Torii Gate and down at the Geba intersection.
Geba. That name means something, right?
It does. Geba literally means dismounting place.
Ah, for horses.
Exactly. This spot was historically known as Shimono Geba, the lower dismounting place.
Yeah.
This is where samurai, officials, anyone important approaching the shrine would get off their horses before proceeding on foot.
Marking the transition from the everyday world to the sacred approach. Neat.
Every little detail tells a story.
So let's bring it back to you, our listener. Maybe you're relaxing at Toshi's place right now, planning your day. What does all this history, all these details mean for your visit?
It means Wakamiya-oji is so much more than just a pretty street or a way to get to the shrine. It really embodies, well, everything about the Kamakura period.
The spiritual side, the politics, the clever city planning.
Exactly. Walking there is literally walking through history.
And being based nearby, that's a real advantage, isn't it?
Oh, huge. You're not just stuck visiting once, maybe in the middle of the day with all the crowds.
Right, you could take a quiet morning stroll as the city wakes up.
Or an evening walk after things have calmed down, maybe see the lanterns.
See it under the stars. That sounds lovely.
Absolutely. Having that flexibility, being so close, lets you connect with the place on a much deeper level.
And see the shops during the day, feel the peace in the evening.
It stops being just sightseeing and starts being, like, really experiencing Kamakura's heritage directly from your doorstep, really.
Feeling those echoes of the past. And the stones, the trees, the way the path leads you.
Yeah, from Yoritomo's original vision, his personal prayer, the smart defense design.
All the way to the cherry blossoms today, the festivals. It's just packed with history, meaning, and beauty, ready for you to explore.
It really makes you pause and think, doesn't it? How those decisions made centuries ago.
By founders driven by belief and practical needs like prayer and defense.
Still shape how we physically move through and feel about a place like Kamakura today.
It makes you wonder, what other hidden histories might you uncover just strolling around the city?
What did you think?
We hope the rest of your stay at Toshi's place will be filled with wonderful memories.